What does it mean to keep it in front of you? What does it mean? What does it mean to keep it in front of you? Keep what? Keep your dreams, your goals. Keep what in front of you? Keep keep what's important to you in front of you so that you can always see where it's at. Keep the parts of yourself that you value in front of you so that you can see how they're doing. Keep keep it all in front of you. Keep the things you don't trust in front of you. Keep the things that you do trust in front of you. I say keep it in front of you because I'm making an analogy to keeping things in your field of view, right? Don't let it pass you. If it's important to you, make sure that you know where it is. If it's not important to you, it doesn't matter where it is. And that's not to say that it can't be a problem. It's to say that it's out of your control. And the longer you keep trying to control these things that are out of your control, the worse off you'll be. It's like you're looking around in the dark and you've got all these things in front of you already that you need to keep track of, but you're busy looking around for something in the dark. And when you eventually stop, you look back and you're like, wait, where did it go? This thing that I cared about. Well, you're on a wild goose chase. You were, trying to keep track of this random stuff. For example, when I say if it doesn't matter to you, I mean, let's say that you want to raise at a job, right? So what do you keep in front of you? Your work ethic. You can control that. So you keep it in front of you. Your networking. You keep that in front of you. You can control that. How you talk to your boss, when you talk to them, what you say to them, uh, how you present your desire for a raise. You keep that in front of you. What you don't keep in front of you is the win, because you don't know when. And you don't keep the stress of when in front of you. You let that go. You don't keep the thoughts of your coworkers in front of you and what they think or their status or how much money they're making. You let that go. It's outside of your control. It doesn't affect you. You keep you keep who you were. No, you don't keep who you were. You let that go because it will always be a part of you, but it doesn't serve you to have the past in front of you all the time. You keep yourself in front of you. You keep some possibility in front of you, just some, not all of it. Let a lot of it go. You can't keep all the potential. You keep what you love in front of you because that's what guides you. You keep what you love in front of you and you let what you hate go. You let it go. And it's so important to remember to stay vigilant, to remember to check in on all the things that are in front of you because they're going to change. You're going to change. The things that you care about are going to change. And if you're not keeping it in front of you, you're not going to know what's going on. You might end up with stuff in front of you, values and dreams and goals that are yours, that were put on you by other people. You might end up with a life that's not yours, a life that unknown to you, you're living for someone else. And to me, that's a nightmare. To me, that's it's the worst thing you can do is be living a life for someone else and not even know it. doing all of these things, you have all of these goals, you have this career plan. It doesn't make you happy, but you're confused why, and you ask yourself, why aren't I happy here? I'm making money. I enjoy this. I think I enjoy this. Because for so long you haven't kept what was important to you in front of you. You've had other people's visions for you in front of you. And your own let go. Your own let go. Your own fell back, holding on to someone else's ideal and idea of you, someone else's ideal you, someone else's idea of you is in front of you. Well, what do you do? You know, what do you do if who you are right now isn't who you want to be? How do you get it back in front of you? That's the thing, you don't get it back. I said this line in a video, might have been my third. You can't bring it back, but you can make it last. If you let it go, right, it's no longer in front of you. Don't turn around searching through the dark. Again, you may find it, but life always gives you opportunities, regardless of where you are. Life wants you to succeed, and the difficulty in that journey is dependent on factors that are within and without our control, within and outside of our control. But it will always give you the possibility to become something new, to recover, to create. So instead of looking for what you lost, see what's in front of you and make do with what you have. What's the saying? True greatness is what you do with the hand you're dealt. Play with the hand you're dealt and just see what you can do with it, and you'll be amazed. And a lot of people, myself included, we don't really like having to let things go because it almost rings like a defeat, and no one likes losing. But we have to lose sometimes because some things we don't need, and some things we think we need. Those are the dangerous ones, the ones that we've convinced ourselves that we want and need but don't serve us. We delude ourselves and we keep these things in front of us. We exalt these things that are not for us, and we let go of the things that are. So how do you really keep it in front of you if all of these things can be one thing but really the other? You know, how do you know? And to that I say, trusting yourself. And that's a process. It's a painful process, um, but it bears fruit, and it bears fruit fast when you really are diligent about trusting yourself and your intuition, trusting the plan that life has for you. That trust bears fruit, and you begin to see parts of yourselves that you know are for you. It becomes easy to keep them in front of you because you value them so much, and that value that you place in them, the best part is that value that you place in them, life rewards you for placing that value in it. Life helps you keep it in front of you. Life organically presents you with opportunities to keep it in front of you and to build more of it and to have it in front of you. And I think that's so beautiful. I think that's the greatest thing. I think that's true because, again, life is at its worst indifferent, and at its best, it's gracious, but it's never cruel. So when you learn to trust, to sum it up, when you learn to trust, when you go through that process, which again, I think a lot of people who are going to be watching this video are already on that process of healing where they've gotten past the fighting and the war, and they're learning how to live in peace with themselves. And a lot of that is trust, and a lot of that is that process of trust. And when you learn how to live with that and you learn how to maneuver through that process, it takes time. Again, I want to hone that down, but when you learn how to do that, if it's meant for you, it comes to you, and it will come to you. Um, I don't know. Today's topic was, I felt good about this one. Um, Talking about it, I feel like some people need to hear this. I feel like some people are struggling to figure out what's for them and what isn't for them, and I want to remind them that it doesn't have to be a struggle. That it doesn't have to be so difficult to know what's for you and what isn't for you, and that with patience and diligent self-love, you will find out what is for you, and you will realize how easy it is to keep these values and these goals and these things that are for you in front of you. You realize how easy it is to keep it. But yeah, heat waves over. Day 2 of my 5-day series. I hope y'all enjoy this one. Everybody stay safe. Everybody, stay cool, stay dry. It's been raining, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.